All right, Fox family, here we are, almost late October, beginning of the week somewhat, and we're really running with a spread of numbers. Average, let's start with the averages for Grand Junction, mid-60s. We hit mid-40s today, the record's mid-70s, so you can see we were colder today than we should be. We're going to continue slowly moderating those afternoon temperatures, but we also have some cold mornings later this week to look forward to. Missing numbers down here, sunset right around 6:20, sunrise for Grand Junction right around 7:30. Tomorrow morning, 7:35 to be more specific, and then you compare that to Montrose, 7:32-ish tomorrow morning. And same situation. We only hit upper 40s today. We should be in the lower 60s, so we have these cooler afternoons. I will say this, though, we really had a cold start for the week. On Monday morning, all of us contributed to some very cold temperatures. We're slowly moderating those numbers, but we also have cloud coverage that acts like a blanket. Even though we're getting into a winter storm system, that cloud coverage will act like a blanket. So I anticipate colder mornings later this week. So we'll go into the Friday and the Saturday morning hours with some cold numbers. 50 Delta this afternoon. Also 50 at Moab and in the Roaring Fork Valley and in the Gunnison Valley. We had 40s this afternoon. Cold starts also. We had teens, 13s and 15-degree readings to start the day in both of those valleys. Typical cold areas for the Gunnison Valley. Not a whole lot of recovery with those temperatures moving forward. And right now, most of us are kind of stuck right around the 30s and the 40s. Not too terribly bad. There is a little bit of a wind chill. Not much. Some areas aren't even registering a wind chill. You really have to get going greater than 5 miles per hour. And of course, you have to have your temperatures colder than 50. And that's where we just don't have that wind element there. And while we move forward, we will have about a 5 to a 15 mile per hour clip. So a little bit breezy at times. We've already experienced the strongest of the winds, not just today, but yesterday. Advancing cold front really kicked it up. And it's that cold front that's already passed through the region that's contributing to a lot of what's going on. And a lot of what's going on is the issuance of this winter weather advisory. This is for the upper elevations, but we're talking around 10,000 feet for the Grand Mesa and then higher for our central mountain zones, the West Elks, the Saguache, even into the Gore Range and the Flat Top counties. These areas, hunters, be aware, and I know you already know, and I just want to remind you because now we're kind of crossing seasons. Now we have snowshoers, now we have cross-country skiers and hunters all in the same area competing for the same good times, if you will. So just be very careful and be prepared for this winter snow. We're going to get some breezy conditions in these higher elevations. If you're traveling over the I-70 corridor for the next 36 hours, you're likely going to encounter bigger problems. 139 northbound over Douglas Pass, 13 from Rifle into Meeker or Craig. Of course, the I-70 corridor all the way through Glenwood Springs, all the way through Dow Junction, up and over the passes. For the next couple of days, that's Wednesday and Thursday, that's where you'll encounter some of the slick conditions. Even Highway 50, while we do have dark clouds, it's hard to find any road reports that indicate rain is making it to the ground. We do have a dry layer at the surface. It's the mid and the upper levels that really have all the moisture. That's really where the snow is falling. We started our day with the cold front to the north, cold front passed through. As a result, we're going to get some light snow in these mountain elevations, just a quick little round. But with that winter weather advisory going through Thursday evening, we're going to add up the totals. So 5 to 10 inches is a pretty good approximation. Tomorrow, that cold front deepens a little bit further. Not a lot of movement, but it does go a little bit deeper into the Panhandle states, and that allows that snow to get pulled along the divide. And we're kind of left with drying conditions to the west, light snow. But given the early morning temperatures, that's the wild card. That's where we could see a rain-snow mix, especially for elevations like Montrose, for example. 5,500 and higher elevation. We could see that rain-snow transition briefly, but we won't get any sticking accumulations, not even on the grass, I don't anticipate. We look at this model as soon as we could get this square to fill in. If you are looking at late tomorrow afternoon, this is where you're going to encounter some of that passage issues. We're going to see a little bit of rain along the Quebec corridor, not a lot. Again, we picked up the bulk of our rain showers on the Sunday storm system. Grand Junction registered 0.6 of an inch, so we're not going to get as much rain as we've had. We're not going to get a whole lot of snow, but the potential is there. Certainly on the Grand Mesa, certainly up in Glade Park. Things look beautiful. Some of those pictures coming down, not just from Montrose, but from Glade Park as well. 2 different elevations, obviously deeper snow in Glade Park, but we get into Wednesday, tomorrow night, and we start to see the second half of the system sweep right through, and that'll keep us busy through early Thursday morning and even into the Thursday afternoon. But again, that winter weather advisory primarily for our mountain elevations. So the Grand Mesa being one of them, local to us, right in our hearts. That's where we'll see some of the snow accumulations. But you're also going to experience later this week some clearing skies, even as early as Thursday afternoon. Not a whole lot of temperature improvement until we get to the weekend, where we push in Grand Junction for about the 60-degree reading. So the weekend itself is something to look forward to, and we're going to get into a stretch of clearer, drier, quieter conditions starting this weekend. But we also lead into that with colder mornings.